live and everybody after recording, which is pre-recorded. But right now we are live. Thank you for being here. I do have to say that I have my items here. If you go over, I see a picture of a preemie newborn silicone baby. And from that picture, I am going to create a pattern. I do not have the doll. And you hear me moving around over here. I am looking around for the fabric that I'm going to be using. I was looking for um, a flannel one, and I am just always full of mod fabric. So I will start with a pink one for the little girl. So I will show you. And I will show you why. So I'm going to start with this fabric. So I have two of the equal, and I'm going to start with pink. And here is another one. So it is like a t-shirt knit. So you'll see this is fabric, and that is the fabric right there. And you see this here. That's the end. But this is really good where I can use this for like ribbing. Oh, here's a better look. So I'm going to be using this, but I will be doing another set once I have the pattern made. I'm going to be making Christmas for the same little preemie. So it's going to be for a boy and a girl, and I'm looking for my, where did I put it? I want to use my steno, which is just paper, instead of the lined one. So to make it easier for everybody. So give me a second and I will disclose what happened this morning. Where did I put it? Okay, I found it. And I'm going to be looking on one where I think I have more room. I want to look for a complete open space. Here's one, and I'm sharing my room with my dog Lulu. She's being really good. So thank you everybody for being patient. What happened is I was downstairs. I was an overachiever doing lentil soup, and I filter water with the Brita. And maybe I shouldn't have said that, but you know, I filtered the water, double filter, from the refrigerator filter to that filter. So I was doing that. Didn't have that much today. So that's what happened. So let's get started. So hopefully you had enough time to go to my community board, see the picture of that little baby, and that's what I'm going to be working with too. And this is my pencil. I used it too much, but it is going to work. So I have 3 pictures, so I'm using that. So the baby is 6 inches, and I'm looking at it too. Here's my ruler, and this is going to be rather lengthy, and the reason why is because I am going off of a doll that I don't even have. So here it is. So here's 2. So I'll start from here. So from 2 inches, so from 2 to 6. So that is my doll, and I'm going to go higher. So we are going to create it, and we're not going to know if this is right until we get a picture. And this is for Southern. Sorry if I butcher the names. Southern Newborn Nursery, and I'm going off of memory. I know her name, so I don't know if that's her real name or her stage name, so I'm not going to mention the name. So here's the 2 inches, basically. So we have to go a little bit higher, like over here for the neck. And around 3.5 inches from here is the waist. So do I want to be, let me see, from, let's see, so from 2 to 3.5. The thing is that the 2 inches start where the little hand is, the sleeve. So let's see, 2, 6. So 1, 2, 2.5. So let's start from the bottom. I'm starting from the bottom. So from 2.5, this should be the waist, because I'm looking at the picture. It's kind of hard. If you look at the picture, the neck does not start exactly at 2. So I'm starting at the bottom. So from 6 inches, I counted 5 inches and 4 inches. So that's 1, 2, and almost a half. So 2.5 is right here. So there's my 2.5. 2.5 inches for the leg. And so it's 1, 2, 3, 1, 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's 4.5 inches from the bottom. So 4.5 inches. So yeah, that's correct. So believe me, that's how I do it. And I'm using my pencil to look at the little arm. So we're gonna go 2.5, like from here is the arm. So right from this is where I'm gonna get the little body. So it would be ideal to start like a little onesie. So that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going, and it would be actually the easiest if you know how to do the pattern. So this is going to be the onesie right here. I give it that much. Then I'm going to do the sleeves. So we're getting started. How exciting. So let me see here. Okay, so this is going to be, because I'm going to sew it like that, and this part is going to be like this. I'm only going to have about 1/2 inch from the shoulder, and that looks about right. So we're going to have about 1/2 inch by the time I sew it. And here is the waist. So it's going to be, so from the middle, and this is going to be sewn at least there. So from the middle, we have like 3/4 of an inch one side. So let me look at the little baby. Let me see. So it's 1.5 across. That's his body. Yeah, so that's right. That would be just about it. So if we take that much, so we're looking at almost 2 inches. So his body is 1.5 around. So we have to take into consideration the baby is not a flat baby. The baby is a round baby. So I'm going to be having 2 inches here of room. So I'm going to give it just a little bit more room. The waist is right here. If I were to be making some pants, I would start from over here so I can fold. And over here, I would go like this and down. So what's going to happen in the middle, we're going to have a little crease. Now I'm going to do the sleeve. I said that it's going to be 2 inches. So I take like that much right here, which is about 1/2 inch. And so almost 1 inch across. So this is going to be the little sleeve for the baby. So this is what a sleeve looks like. So if this is the middle, here's my 1/2 inch, which is right here. So here's my 1/2 inch, and there's the 1 inch, and then the rest is for the sewing. And what did I say his little arms are? One, 2 inches. Oops, there goes my pencil. So 2 inches from here, or from here. We can do that. When we sew, you go like this because this is how much is going to be taken away when we sew. So here is 2 inches, and there is the sleeve. It may be a little bit longer, but that's when the pink comes in. And then when I do the back, you'll see how I do the back. So now I am going to be getting ready to start on my pattern. And I do want to get some tissue paper so that you can see, or you can see through. So that is next for me right now. And that's what I'm about to get. So give me a second. The tissue paper, it could be tissue paper like a gift kind, or you can use wax paper. So I am going through my stuff here. So tissue paper it is. All right, I took a sip of coffee and getting started. So first I'm going to trace the sleeve. And again, we're not going to be, this is 2 inches here. We're not going to know that this fits the baby until we see pictures. So it's going to be an anticipation. This is actually too big right here. So I'm going to adjust it right now. Once I have it in my arms, I'm going to outline what I just drew. Right around here is the waist. Okay, and I'm going to do the other one. This is the front, and this other one is going to be the back. So it's going to be the exact one except for the back. So, and I will draw it just like this one to show you. Okay, so this in theory should be the exact same one. So this is the front, this is the back. So what do I do in the back is I give it a little bit more here, space. This is going to be the flap, and I'm going to cut it like this. When I sew it, I'm going to sew it like this, and this flap, actually more like this, is going to have a fold, and it's going to work just great. So now I'm going to cut it and get started. I do want to eventually make a little hat, a bonnet, but I have to look at the other pictures. I only put one up on my community board. So now I'm going to cut this and we're going to get started. Alright, I wanted to do that to get the bulk of the tissue paper out. And right now we're going to be doing this nice and neat. So let me see. I don't see if I'm looking at this. So now I'm standing up and looking at this. I wanted to get some other fabric from my sewing studio, but when I realized the time, I honestly thought, and I know you're gonna laugh, but I was using the clock from the stove, and it was a couple of minutes fast, so I figured I had 5 minutes. But when I came here, it had been fixed. So somebody fixed it during the last hour change, which was probably about a week ago. Are we a week in or two? I don't know. One day feels like a week to me, quite honestly. So let me take a sip of my coffee. So I'm going to show you and compare the pattern that I just did. So here's the front. And let's cut. There it is. Exactly the same. Didn't cut this. And this is the little flap for the back. And this is, like I mentioned, this is too wide. So I'm going to measure this. This is 2 inches. Let's do the drawing here to see how wide is it going to be. So by the time we sew it together like this, it's going to be about 1.5 inch. That's not bad. I'd rather it be with more room than not. So when I sew it, so that looks good. See, now it looks more realistic. It's going to be from this much. So that's good. So here are the patterns, and now on to cutting. All right, I'm going to use the bigger one. I'm going to use, see how what I did? I'm going to use this to go across the body. So I'm going to cut 2 at the same time. not skin tight to having the room, but just fairly enough, because there's still more over here that is folded, left alone over time. Yeah, it folds over. Let me see, try to do this. It doesn't matter what way it is, so let's do this so that we have a better visual when recording. I have all my pins in my Halloween. I made this Halloween pumpkin. So let's see here. I'd rather use this one. This is more sharp. Oops. Kind of too much in there. So now I need to move that ahead. So when you don't see me cutting, it does take a while because you have to adjust everything just right. So I'm going to cut the material off so it's a lot easier for me. And this is a very nice, thicker stretch knit material. And I still need to do the sleeves. Okay, this one I will cut. And being careful because I'm cutting through the folds, the fabric that's kind of like, and it's okay if I have more, it's just more helpful for me with this here. It's better for me to start this way. Okay, just cut the back. So that's the back. I'm going to move it over to the side and continue on with the, see this is the fold. See how it just curls in there? I'm thinking this is the waist. I'm going to look at the picture from the waist. If I should give it a little bit more of an inseam. Yeah, I will. I'm going to give it a little bit more on the inseam because that way the baby will have more room and it's not going to be too tight along the crotch. So what am I going to do is I'm going to adjust it like so, and then I'll do the other one too. And there. It'll even out when I do the pattern. I mean, when I do the sewing. I'm going to put this to the side and work on the sleeve. Okay, I always forget which way is up, so that's why I did that. And this is a good fabric where I can tell where, let me see here, where the front side is and the back side. So there's a definite two, you can see this, I can tell. Sometimes I really can't because it's just so, it's like the same both ways. The reason why I'm starting here is because, oh, I need this. I have a doll that I was going to use before I had the measurements. I may use her to see if it fits her. It's going to be small, but it may fit her. So just so that we can have a sort of visual. Okay, you're going to see fabric flip over here. I cut it on the fold and going to take that little tip out, even though it won't matter. Okay. Oops. Move this away. And I'm going to take a quick look at my bag of lace and see what I'm going to use for decoration. So there it is. I take that one. That one looks good. That one looks cute, and I'm going through right now. I think that's cute because I have this one that is stretchy, and I have this one that has a gross gain, so that one would be cute. So I'm going to be using this one. So I'm going to move it to the side for now and start sewing. So thank you so much for being here with me during this time. It does take time to do the, you know, the pattern, but it wasn't quite that bad. So what I'm going to do first is sew the middle. This is the middle right here. So I'm going to turn it inside out because this is the inside. I mean, that's the inside, and the outside is that. So give me a second. Let's see here. I'm going to be hugging this because since it's so small, every little eighth of an inch taken is an eighth of an inch taken from the, let me see, I'm pretty tight in the sewing here, in the sewing stitch. So there is the front. And now it's time for the lace. You do this in the beginning. So I'm going to use this. See how cute this is? Or I could actually do this at the end, but I'm going to do it now because we want to have a visual. So that's why I'm going to do it now. So right now it's decoration time. So I'm going to sew this right in the middle. And I'm going to loosen the thread so we don't have too many stitches in there. So we're making this cute from the get-go. Kind of pushing it up, actually. It's really thick, so. I'm pushing it up because I'm still going to have to sew through the crotch. And I'll show you why I was pushing it. It's looking so cute already. That's the space that I have to sew it together. So now for the back. And I am going to sew the flap right now. Okay, these are the two pieces of the shoulder. And you notice how close it is? That's how close. First digit. First 16th. Ta-da! Look how cute this is. So, if you don't know Southern Newborn Nursery, go check out the page. Check out her dolls. I know that she has a, or did have some freebies or giveaways. And like I mentioned, I don't have any newborns. But this is one that I definitely will buy. This little 6-inch one, because I love small things. I love small dolls. Okay, so for this is already known to be bigger. So I am going to sew and gather. So my stitch is loose right here. So I'm going to gather it. It's going to be nice and cute. Let me show you. Okay, so this is the little sleeve. It's already gathered some. It's a small little area. Okay, there we go. We have them gathered. So I will pin this because I want to make sure that I have most of the gathered way at the top. So I'm going to do one first, and I'm adjusting my stitch. So this is what I do. Basically, I kind of like go through the motions, and there, perfect. So kind of massage it into place because we're talking about a very small area here of sewing. Probably an inch and a half of space. And I'm always careful where my needle is at. Okay, I'm going to kind of like flip it around. And in theory, I should have the same as the top than the bottom. So this is a little bit more wide. I probably gave it more room here, but we're going to try this out. So here it's coming along. Look how adorable this is right here. So let's measure so we can see. We now have, like I mentioned, 2 inches of a sleeve. I'm not going to close this yet. I'm going to do the other one. Oops. Oh, that is so close. It didn't make it, so I'm going to sew it again. Okay, so I took this out to minimize the bulk on the inside. And let me look at the other one. Make sure that it's sewn on both sides because we're doing this super close. It's super small and we're sewing super close to the edge. I want to make sure that I don't cut. I want to make sure I don't cut through the sewing. So here we have the beginning of a cute little onesie or a little pajama set for a little preemie baby. And I saw a picture of, you know, different stores advertising this doll, and it fits in the palm of the hand. So let's take a look. So here it is taking place. So next I want to look for a very pretty, let me see if this works here. How would this work here? Because I'm already at the length that I want to be. Let's see. Let me see if I can find another glaze. Some of this lace is too big because the baby is small. So I am going to be using this one, and it's going to be perfect. So I'm going to sew it this way and then fold it. Oh, I ran out, it seems like. Oops. Oh, goodness. I ran out, so good thing is that I have more. So let's do this again. And for here, I am going to start around here because this is going to be folded in. And it will create like a bulk. It will be bulky. I'm sewing it at so close. And I want to make sure that I get contact with both the lace and the fabric. So I'm going to be taking all this loose thread and I should have enough. Oh yeah, I do have enough for the bottom. That's all I have left. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to flip it over, and you're going to be able to see this delicate, tiny, cute lace detail. There we have it. And this is in comparison to my hand. This little lace detail here, and in the little hand. So now it's time to make the little onesie, or the little jumper. For this, I will be pinning it because it's very important to have the end pieces connecting. And if it's matching here, it's going to be oh no, I didn't do it on this side. Oh, that's going to be my bad because I don't have any more. So I can't do another one. So this is just for entertainment purposes now. So I don't think I have any more. Let me see. Alright. So this is going to be a tutorial just to see how things are made. But I have more fabric, and I will make another one. Or if I find I may have it in the sewing studio. So let's see here. Alright, so I did it to where it's going to match. Only the front is going to have it. So that's a little fail, but it's going to work out. And I can always cover it by putting another lace on top of this. And that's going to have to be done by hand. Like to sew on top of it so that the back and the front have some lace. I'm kind of visualizing where I might have it. You know, where I might have that lace, or where it could be. So let's finish this off and see what it looks like. This is where it curls, but I'm going to trim it. Oh, how did that get in there? There. Where is it, Lily? That's my dog, Lilo. So I have to be careful here. Now I'm going to sew the inseam. And this is the part that threw me off with the lace for the back part of the leg. So, note to self, see here. Now we can connect this. Let's see, yeah. And it needs to match, so I'm going to gather it a little bit more over here. So now it's perfect. So I'm just going to take this excess little bulky fabric. I'm doing this to the side because I have the flowers there, so it would be kind of tough. Okay, so I'm going to be taking all these little excess pieces of thread because they do manage to pop up to show themselves. Okay. And now, here is the unveiling of this little Premie pajama. I don't think that it's going to fit that doll. That doll is like a regular doll. And this is tiny here. If anything, this might fit a 2D doll. So I am looking around. And 2D is 6 inch. Yeah, she's in 6 inches. So this might, in theory, fit a 2D doll, actually. My God, it's going to be so cute on her. So I am looking around for a 2D doll in my display. I do have one. I'm going to have to undress her to try this on her. And here we have it. The cute little one-piece pajama. The back looks like this. So what I'm going to do is it's sewn on both ends. So there's going to be a little bead and chain loop connection. So let's try this on 2D. Oops, that was my shoulder. So I'm going to undress the 2D that I have here now. I was taking another look to see if I can have another one, but I also have this Dawn doll, but she's too big. So let's try this on her. And then I'm going to try it on 2D. Oh my goodness, look at that. Let me try this again. I'm trying to fit this in the camera. So that's going to help me. And I am always, like I always say, better when I have the dolls on my lap. Oh, that looks terribly cute on her. Although it's big for her little hands. But if I pull it back, you can see something. So look how cute. This looks cute on her. So now all the fuss, and I'm going to take it out. But first I'm going to take what I have on Tootie at the moment. And try this on her. So in theory, it should fit her. Her arms may be long. So I'm going to, after the live stream, I am going to go back and look at the pictures because I have 3. I just posted 1 and I can't see it, the other one. So I'm going to look at the pictures again and do some like forensic measuring with my eyes and the screen to make out the oh my goodness, look at that. Look how cute that is. So, I mean, it was not made for her, so she might be a little bit too long. But again, I'm going to be doing the forensic measurement with the screen, the picture. I have 2 more. But this looks terribly adorable on her. Because if they're too long for these dolls, it might be too long for the baby Premie. And I even took some space from the, I don't know, this looks terribly cute. Look at that. Isn't that adorable? This is so cute. I'm going to look for this fabric to finish off the, I would probably need to make this shorter, but the width is perfect in order for their little hands to fit. I was thinking of putting elastic, but it looked too small and that was right. So I want to thank you for joining me on this live stream, making the pattern. And while I'm here, it's about 1/2 inch. So I'm going to make my notations that I need to take that much for Tootie. And when I sew it, if I cut it here, and I already had put this line here. You see that? And I didn't follow my better judgment. So if I fold it, well, it's cut there, so when I sew it, it's going to be around there. So that'd probably be too short. Yeah, it'd probably be too short. So just a little bit less. Like that much. So I want to thank you for being here and being a part of this pattern making, and it ends up looking really nice on Tootie, except for the sleeves. And if it fits her big, it's going to fit the baby big. So I'm going to adjust it, look at the pictures, and get some blue so that I can make the matching blue. So on the next video, I'm going to be making with the adjusted pattern, and I'm going to ship 3 or 5 to my commissioner and see which one fits so that I have the size down right, because with Thanksgiving around the corner and shipping that's going to be delayed for all holiday shipping, it's going to take a while before I get my own Premie. So I want to thank you again. Have a great day. Please don't forget to give me a thumbs up, a comment, and a share. Shares are helping my channel grow, and that's what I'm working on each moment of the day. Thank you, everybody. We'll see you in the next video. There's definitely going to be more for this and more when I have my own little Premie silicone baby. Bye.